Welcome to episode 398 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from the GeeksFTW.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Alrighty, we are back with another gaming and tech episode, but we don't have a lot of news, so it's probably just what we've been playing. Actually, we have no news.
Yeah, or really any news.
I came across some stuff, but just nothing too thrilling.
It'd be like, hey, read the headline and go, that's a thing. And that'd be it. Like, nothing really to spark a conversation. There's not a lot of that kind of news going on.
Next season of Fortnite is maybe a Marvel focus. That's cool, I guess. Just stuff like, just sure, why not? And then the more Apple and Fortnite battling and battling each other, and just I haven't been keeping up with that stuff though, because I don't really care. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I hope Apple doesn't win. I hope Epic wins, just because it's just better for all the smaller devs out there. Not to have a huge 30% taken out. If anything does come from this, but anyway,
I honestly don't know where I stand on that though. But well, I have been playing a couple things. Like today, I woke up to a surprise email from Hi-Rez saying, "Hey, here's a code for Rogue Company." I was okay. I know what that is. I've seen that played. I'll download and play it. Rogue Company, it's in early access at the moment. And to get into early access, you have to pay. But as soon as the game goes live, it'll be free to play. It is a 4-player objective shooter. At the beginning of each round, there's a buy timer. Kind of like a Counter-Strike or a Valorant. But this is also all third person. And there's like a bunch of different rogues or characters, and each one has like their own ability, like their own like special that they can do, and each one also has one of 2 guns. Like you don't, like, not everybody can have like the same gun. Like your character can only have one of 2 main weapons. And as soon as you pick one, you cannot pick the other one for the rest of the game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you are stuck with that one gun. You can upgrade it, to have like, a bigger magazine, or, better hip fire. And it's like tiered as well. So it's like, first tier is like bigger mag. Second tier is like could be a better recoil or for hip fire. Third one, puts a suppressor on the gun, that kind of a thing. Yeah, it's not bad. There are 3 modes right now. one mode is your standard attack and defend. One team has the bomb, two bomb sites, and see, another mode is just a capture a point, and then another mode actually has respawns where you capture a point and it will slowly tick down the other team's respawns. So, and I've only played like 5 matches, and only one of the matches actually had people talking, and actually, communicating. Still lost that one though, and I've only won one match, and I was of course carried. But
Still counts.
what I like more about this than I do say Counter Strike or Valorant is, hey, I can get kills. It's actually not as hard as as it is in those games. So I can actually do okay in this type of game. It's not bad. I like it. I wasn't going to pay for it. I was definitely going to wait till it was free to play it. But Hi-Rez sent me a bunch of codes. I don't mean a bunch. I mean one for every platform. I got one for PC. I got one for Xbox. I got 2 for the Switch. One the North American market, and the other one is a European code. Same for PlayStation 4. One's North American, one's European. So
that's a lot of code they sent out.
Yeah.
To you.
Like, hey, we're gonna just give you everything, just so, because it is cross-play and it is cross-progression. So there's that. And Will said you said you weren't interested in this game at all, right?
Yeah, just. I mean, maybe when it's free to play, if everyone's playing it, maybe I'll give it a shot. But like, I'm just, you offered me an Xbox code, and I'm just like, oh no, no, I'm good.
Well, I kind of figured like you were going to use a controller anyway because you don't use mouse and keyboard even on PC. So kind of figured, well, at least
Some games I
Xbox.
use mouse and keyboard, but yeah. But I mean, also it's frame rate and field of view and all that stuff. Like, really makes a huge difference. Like, I've tried to go back to some games on PC just to
this is
see
also
how they
third
are,
person,
and
so FOV really doesn't really matter like it does in an FPS. Let's see, another game that I played today actually is the Avengers beta, because that is.
I saw you were on this. Yeah,
that's free. And as much shit as we talk about this game, I will still probably play this game, but I will not pay $60 for it. Like, that's just, it is not the end all be all of video games like some people I know have been saying.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the whole Spider-Man exclusive really does suck, but I have seen a lot of people like, let's be honest, how many people are going to be still playing this in a year? Like,
right, exactly. And like a lot of people are saying, like, especially like after this beta, I was like, it's kind of underwhelming. Like, yeah, it's kind of cool to play, but it's,
and that's also a downside about the Spider-Man character being exclusive, is because they're saying they're taking their time and making it putting quality into making him feel good and all this and that. So like
Well, you
they're
know who
spending all this
doesn't
extra time just
feel
for
good?
the PlayStation.
Even even
Oh, who?
even though I've only played a little bit of him, Iron Man. Like that was
Really?
the
Wow.
worst out of all the characters that I played was Iron Man.
That's. I mean, a lot. That's gonna be a lot of people's first that they check out. I'm sure is Iron Man
Well, I
because
don't think
he's
I don't think
the
you have a choice.
flashiest.
I don't think you have a choice. I think it's based on story. Like
Oh,
from what I
really?
can tell,
Okay.
it's there are two characters in the story part, and that's kind of who you get to play as. I don't know. This is the beta. There's a whole lot left out. Have no idea.
I mean, I've heard people who played the beta like they're talking like, "Oh yeah, I like Hulk," and "Oh,
Well,
I played
Hulk.
as Thor, I played as,"
Well, yeah.
there are.
After you get done with the beta, you can go into the danger room and like play as everybody. And actually pick your characters then. But like actual like story stuff, I don't know. I don't know whether you can pick your characters. I have no clue. I would find it kind of the way it seems like it might be. I'd be surprised if you can, just because of like the
But
story
like, so
bits and
does that mean the story isn't co-op at all?
no, that's what I was saying. There's two characters there.
Yeah, but only two players, like for co-op. Like typically it's like four for you know, or three if you're weird, like Destiny or um. I think
Apex.
is the division only three. I think. Yeah, Apex, but that's a battle royale. That's not a like game.
Still
There's
weird.
no, that's not a like
Still
yeah.
weird.
I think division's only three too, but
I like I said, I don't know. I just I have no idea. I
yeah,
don't know
I mean,
how the co-op is going to work. You should download it too, and we should test out what co-op is like then, because co-op is in this.
maybe I will. Yeah, it's completely free.
Yeah, absolutely. Not like
Okay, I thought it was.
Tony Hawk where you have to pre-order. Nope. Because like I said, I will play this eventually, but not at launch, and I will not be paying $60 for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the Marvel fan in me wants to play this just for the story.
Yes,
Because also, like,
that's what's getting me.
when are we gonna get a Marvel movie next? Like I think next week the New Mutants, but that's like still that's left over from Fox's Marvel stuff. So,
Right.
but like, when are we gonna get a proper Marvel Studios movie next? Like, who knows? They're sitting on Black Widow, and who knows, you know, what they'll do with that. You know.
Disney Plus. Now, I would actually spend $30 to watch the new Marvel movie. Just saying.
I think a lot of people would, yeah. Like
I probably
that's
won't.
the
I
thing.
won't do it for Mulan, but I will do it for Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, like that. That's the thing. Like, not for Mulan, of course. Because we're single and we don't have kids, so it's not like anything, too exciting for. I mean, I want to see that Mulan live action movie because I really like the animated Mulan movie, but I'm
Yeah, I do
not
too.
spending 30 for it.
No.
I'll wait. And it's a shame there's going to be like, none of the songs.
Yeah.
Because
Because
was it the "I'll make a man out of you"? That's such a
I
good.
hear I hear it all the
Oh,
time.
it's so
I
good.
literally hear it all the time.
It's so good. It's underrated. Like people talk about like the best Disney songs from the classic movies. I think that's underrated. I don't think people really think of that as much. When they're listing off like, yeah, sure, Aladdin, and Lion
Lion
King
King.
and Little Mermaid and yeah, but Mulan's pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I don't think Mulan gets enough credit. But yeah, so, I mean, so that's the thing. Like I've played bad Marvel video games just for the
Oh, sure. I
story.
have to. I have to.
I played through Web of Shadows
I did too. I did too.
and I YouTubed the alternate ending because I was not gonna go back and and do and do the other ending. But yeah, I played through that. I played through. I actually kind of like Shattered Dimensions. Was that the first one that they did the multiple? Because I know they did two, where they had like
Yeah.
multiple Spider-Mans. One was, I think, four, and then the other was less, or I don't know. I think the first one was actually, I think Shattered Dimensions, because that had like the guy from the animated series voiced Noir, I think, Batman or Spider-Man Noir,
Yes,
and
I believe so.
he played like Batman. He played like Batman in the Arkham games. His style.
Well, that's kind of what Spider-Man Noir is.
Yeah,
He's
but I
more
mean the
of a Batman type.
mechanics were
Yeah.
like Arkham Knight
Okay. Thank you for
or
bringing up
Arkham
that.
Asylum.
I feel like a character action game. I think Batman has ruined them because you want combat to feel like that. Like you want the like I was when you get that brief chance to play as Captain America, I'm like, okay, I want Captain America to control like Batman. Like I want that, you know, block and counter and shit. No, that wasn't there at all. No, you block and then you just do regular attack. I'm like, no, I want him to do a counter
That
because
yeah,
like I
it has ruined it. I think.
same
I mean,
same with
just
Black
they.
Widow. I want Black Widow to play like
Oh,
Black
Black
Cat
Widow for sure.
or not like Black
Yeah,
Cat, Catwoman. I want her to play like
for
Catwoman.
sure.
Like like but they don't.
I never actually
I
played
mean,
the Catwoman DLC.
and like the character you actually play the most, or at least that I've played the most in the demo, has been the Hulk, because like, you get that opening scene on the with the whole thing happening where you play as all the characters, all the main Avengers, and then you get to like the story bit, and you're playing as the Hulk with Miss Marvel. She's there.
Yeah, she's like the the audience conduit character. Like like she's the new. She's the way they're showing off the world and the story, right? Through her eyes,
I
I
don't
think.
know. I mean, there's a lot of story missing. Like, there's a whole bit like where like the big tragedy happens, and this is in the trailer where where San Francisco is kind of destroyed, and Captain America dies. There's no way he's dead. And
I mean, you don't stay dead unless you're like Batman's parents or Uncle Ben, and then even it's weird times they've brought those back. You know.
right. But then you're and like and like Camilla is there, but like she's not. She doesn't have any power. She just kind of. She's just she's just a fan who would just happen to be there, like with like no powers or whatever. And then the next thing you know,
Yeah,
she's
Surgeon
walking
Miss
around
having her happen.
with Bruce, and she has powers. So like there's some story bits that are missing on why she's with Bruce.
Yeah, was it? I listened to kind of funny. They have a show called "We Have Cool Friends" where they interview like random people throughout the industry. Like they've had, people. They've had Tim Schafer on. They've had Major Nelson. They've had Troy Baker. They've had you know people from movies and stuff like that. Like people from that Star Trek show. Was it Discovery? I think.
Okay.
They had the the woman who plays Lois in the Arrowverse. Like they have just random people on for stuff, and they had Troy Baker and the woman who plays uh Camilla Khan
Okay.
Kamala Khan, um and she was talking about like the way they were talking about like Kamala Khan is like big into the story. Like she was talking about like you don't get a lead character, I've never thought I'd ever get a lead character, because she was talking about like because of her, because she is a woman of color, and that doesn't typically happen for and that was her words. So like apparently she is like a big character in the game,
Sure.
and maybe
I
they're
can
just
see
trying
I
not to
can see that,
give
but
that
like
away in the
in the
beta.
demo, there's like nothing to lead up. Like there's definitely some story bits that are missing that lead up to why these two are hanging out, and all of a sudden she has powers now. So
Yeah.
I can get that like this game will actually be like her story. Totally okay with that. Totally get that. I'm on board with that. But I'm like in the demo or in the beta, there that's missing. That's all I'm saying. And then
Yeah.
you're fighting AIM as the Hulk, and I literally just stopped
I
right when you take over as Miss Marvel. So
I I feel bad that I haven't like I don't know too much about Kamala Khan. Like what I the little I do know of her, I do like her because she is this like fangirl, or she
mm-hmm.
started out as this fangirl, and you know to and then she got powers because she's an Inhuman, and then became like I mean it's just it it's a character that speaks to the fans of
Yeah, and
Marvel
that's kind of
Marvel
really all I know
Comics.
about her as well. Also, hey, they're also taking the Inhuman story directly from Agents of Shield.
How so? Like,
Well, that big like explosion that happened in San Francisco at the beginning, in that's in the trailer, like it released the gas, and some people are being encased in cocoons, and when they wake up, they have powers. It's like, oh, okay,
I mean,
no, that's straight up.
that's the way the comics is too.
No, but it well, okay, whatever.
Okay,
I
it's not a lot of people know, like, because the Inhumans are not like they're poor man's X-Men, so not a
well,
lot of people really knew
they're
much about
doing
the
they're
Inhumans. I
doing
didn't
that.
know much. Yeah, I didn't know much about Inhumans till Marvel movies and studio and all that, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have X-Men, but we have Inhumans," and it's like, well, it's maybe you should have tried to buy Fox a lot earlier, because your Inhuman stuff was not good.
Mm.
I believe that that's the same as in the comics, that the cocoon thing, and then they get powers, but like Agents of Shield did some weird stuff where like some people like I don't know, it's there were some liberties taken, I think, to but anyways, interesting. I guess how big is this file?
I don't think it's huge. Maybe like 20 gigs.
It's on Steam, right?
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Okay, there we go. Marvel's Avengers beta. Uh,
Yeah, it's 27 gigs.
27 gigs. Yeah. Okay. I think I have room on my SSD for it. Okay, I'll do that then. Check that out then. Just to, I thought it was I thought it was like a pre-order thing, or you have to get a code from whatever thing. I didn't know it was just going to be absolutely free. So that's
Nope,
kind of cool.
it's open
But
beta.
oh, I've also heard a lot of people say, yeah, maybe this is there. Maybe they're like put in a position where they're being told, yeah, you have to get this out. Like you can't delay this anymore. Like because in a lot of people think it maybe needs more work done.
Yeah. Uh,
Because from what I see, it still
yeah,
doesn't
like
look all that fantastic.
it. I think that's more character design though. That you don't like, and I can't say I'm thrilled with the character design. For some characters either. I don't like how Tony looks at all. Um,
Black Widow looks weird
or
to me.
mm, Steve also looks a little weird. Looks like I don't care for his design either. Um, but
I
yeah,
think we said like yeah, they look like the people who dress up as the Marvel heroes at the like amusement parks. Like
yeah,
I think we said that before. That's what they look
yeah.
like. It's like yeah, I can kind of
Um,
see where they're going, but
but the when I started playing though, I had my controller on. I was gonna, as of course, I was gonna use a controller. Couldn't get to work. Okay, exit it out. Okay, what's wrong? Oh, you according, and this is a developer who said this in the Steam discussions. Go into this setting and turn this setting off. It's like okay, that you need to fix that before release then.
okay, interesting.
Because it was like it's like force controller input. You have to turn that off. It's like what? Why can't that be on? Why can that not be on?
Yeah, I feel like they maybe they are being pressured into do or die release now because of all these games that have come out in the past, 3-4 months that people have just like clamored to because of the whole COVID and everything. People aren't going out and doing stuff. So hey, let me get, you know, it started with Animal Crossing and then Last of Us 2 and then Ghost of Tsushima and then you're starting to see other games people latch on to like I Fall Guys. I'm not sure if if the world was the way it is, like I think Fall Guys would still be popular, but I don't know if it'd be this popular. You know?
Yeah, I think Fall Guys is a little bit too big for its own good right now.
Yeah, you're not a fan of it.
Well, I guess I I think Saucy in Discord kind of said it best. Like I'm okay playing like 3 or 4 games, but I get bored with this game with Fall Guys super quick. Like I cannot play it for long. Like
Yeah,
I
I
cannot
don't like to play
understand
it
how
solo.
well, even with people. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm done. Like I don't understand how Josiah can like do an entire stream of Fall Guys. Like you will never
Or
see
a
me
week of
stream
streams.
Fall Guys. Yeah, or a week of streams. You will never see me stream Fall Guys. You will never. because, or if you do, it will not be the entire stream.
I see. Like I get that as far as like I tried playing it solo last night, and I was just like, it's just not as fun, just not fun playing it, and then chatting with friends. Oh, did you get in? Yeah, okay, great. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm trying to hold him, so I'm trying to hold people back so
I
you can
get
get
that.
like
Yeah,
this
I get
fun,
that.
stupid
And
stuff
like,
like that.
I will not play this by myself. I'm with you there. Like, I
It's
will not play this
super
game by
fun to watch
myself.
other people play. Like I've been
I
watching
have
lots of people play this.
I watch Tim play it. I watch Tim play it all the time. But like, I cannot play it, and because I'll get fucking bored.
Yeah. See,
But
I love these kind of like party type games just because I told you in Discord like I've never really played a lot of party type games with people, just that
I
never
haven't either.
never been in a position to do that, and it's just one of those things like I've always wanted to have people to play Mario Party with, or stuff like that, and just never did, and just end up, every time I see a Mario Party like Let's Play, I'm always like, yeah, I'll watch that because I'm living vicariously through them and stuff. And this is something where it's like, yeah, I can actually play this. But like, it's just, I gotta play with other people. That's my only thing is I'm not gonna play this solo. I'm just gonna wait till I can play this with others. So yeah, I get that aspect of it, but Um, but yeah, so I think that's maybe
Avengers.
why this game is definitely like is coming out, and not being delayed when maybe it could benefit from it. Benefit
Well, I
from some
don't
more polish and
the problems that you have with it. I don't think will they can't do that. They can't, like,
I mean,
like
just
how the characters
I'm
look.
not necessarily my problems.
No
It's I've been listening to other people talk about this, like because I still
technical
listen to video
problems
game podcasts.
that, yeah, like those could deal with be dealt with. Um, but
Because yeah, I
yeah,
have heard a lot of people say like some characters just like you were saying, some characters just don't feel good to play.
Iron Man felt awful, and I wonder, like, and like that bit of Iron Man though, because like it's he's flying through like the Golden Gate Bridge, shooting people down, like that. It just did not feel good. Like, well, maybe if I reach down and use my mouse, maybe that might feel better to actually use a mouse. But
And you want Iron Man to feel cool because Iron Man is like a video game character. Like you got the
it,
crazy tech suit
yeah,
with that can shoot crazy missiles that make no sense. How he has that many missiles in his suit, but he does, and you know stuff like that. Like you want him to feel good, but
another problem I had with it is the camera feels like a little bit too close, and like I even have in the settings, like there's a um like close, default, wide, and for some reason it was actually already set to wide as a default. Okay, but it, like, the camera still felt a little close. Like, you could back up that camera just a tiny bit so I can actually see people. Because I'm playing as the
yeah.
Hulk, and he's half the screen. I'm like, wait a minute, he's too damn big for this screen to be this close on him. Okay, he's maybe not half the screen, but he's like most of that screen. Um, so yeah, like I said, not play $60, but I will buy it. Um, Another thing that I've played and you've also played, because we've played together and streamed both, is the new season of Apex that came out this week.
Yes. which they changed a lot. They made a lot of changes to this.
There's some big changes,
Like
and they're already going back on
I
some of those changes.
are they now?
They're nerfing the devotion.
Oh. I don't know if they necessarily. I don't know. Like,
Well, no, we even said it in stream. Like we were getting killed by the devotion quite a bit.
well, we were getting killed by Rampart using the devotion.
Well, that's just we came across Rampart a whole lot, but even then, like I got a bunch of kills using the devotion. Like that was a go-to gun for me when those 2 days we played. Like that was definitely a go-to gun, and yeah, they're changing that now, and they're okay. Changes that they made. New character Rampart. She's really good with LMGs. Like she's got a buff using LMGs, like faster reload, right?
Yeah, and more more ammo in the magazine,
Okay.
which is a big deal. Like,
Yeah, and then her active ability is she puts up a barrier, which takes some time to actually deploy, and it can be killed and can be destroyed before it's put up rather quickly. But shooting through her defensive barrier gives a buff to everybody,
and it
and
weakens
her
bullets that are being shot through it from the other team.
yeah, and her ultimate is she puts down a mounted turret, basically, which I don't know how useful that really is. Like I can definitely see like a mounted turret, in a camping position, all right, but I feel like the camping in Apex doesn't happen as often as it used to. Because I feel like especially like season 3, when with Watson, there was definitely a lot of camping going around with Watson. But like
Yeah, there
I
was.
don't feel like that's really happening now. Like
Yeah, so it's also it's also right now it's just World's Edge, right?
mm-hmm.
That's the name of the map. It's
Yeah.
just that map right now. Which I think is the map
Which
least. It's a bigger map, right?
I
Is it bigger? I don't know. Kings Canyon.
maybe
Maybe it's because I'm more familiar with it. Kings Canyon feels a little smaller to me, but
well
definitely it's not as familiar to people as Kings Canyon is. So
data
I'd
miners have
be
data
interested
mined a
in.
new map.
They teased a new map at the end. I was telling you
So
that.
there might be a new map coming out this season still.
Yeah, I was telling you they teased a new map when you finished the last mission of their PVE quest stuff for last season. They teased they teased a possible new map along with a possible future character, Ash in the
I don't think
future.
I think that's just a tie-in to Titanfall. I don't think Ash will ever become a character.
Yeah,
Because well, it
I
depends
don't know.
on
I
like
don't know too
when this
much.
takes place in the Titanfall universe because Ash is dead. You kill Ash in Titanfall 2.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I never played Titanfall 2, so I don't know. But
And Ash was a bad guy, by the way.
I mean, they do have bad guys. Like Revenant is pretty. He's
Well, I mean,
he's portrayed
technically
as pretty
everybody here
bad.
is a bad guy. The only person here who's a good guy is Bangalore.
Watson is a good guy too.
She Bangalore was part of the actual good guy army, and she got stranded, like on the outer, like she got stranded behind enemy lines. This is all like behind enemy lines. Like this is all taking place in like bad guy territory. Like this
Oh,
whole Apex Legends thing. It's like these they're all technically bad guys. They're on the wrong side of the war.
yeah, I guess. I mean, it's
Like
just, it's just,
that's that's really like they're on the opposite side of what you play in Titanfall 2
huh,
or
weird.
in Titanfall games.
Yeah, I don't know if they make that. They obviously don't make that clear, like to people who
And
aren't,
the actual name of the opposing force, like the what it was Ash was part of, was called Apex Predators.
huh? Okay.
So there you go. There's a little lore for you. Like I said, I don't think Ash will ever become a character. I think that's just a tie-in for Titanfall 2. Um, but data miners they data mined, and like the map is like labeled like tropical island.
That would be interesting.
So that's supposedly the type of map it is going to be. So
See, when I was talking about like them teasing a new map, with the end of that thing, I it's brought up, and I'll bring it up again. They're gonna have to really. They're in a weird situation because a lot of people, like, I've grown on World's Edge. Like, I don't dislike it as much anymore. But there was a time where I would just like I'd see it was the only map, and I'd be like, well, I guess I won't play today. But no, I'm playing regardless now. But there are a lot of people who really don't like World's Edge, and that's a real tricky situation for them introducing a third map, because you don't want to have more maps people don't like than they do like, or you
yeah,
don't want to have
I
one
mean
map where people absolutely love more than the others, because
that's
with
kind
their
of
whole
what happened
rotation.
with PUBG though. People like that first map, and ain't nobody really liked the other
Yeah,
maps.
yeah. It was yeah. That second map though was just not that great in PUBG. I don't
No, and I really didn't even care for the third map, and I barely played the fourth.
like I had never played the fourth. I haven't played the fourth at all, but the third map, like, it seemed cool in theory. Being that was the snow map, right? The third.
That was yes.
Yeah, in
No,
theory it
that was
seemed
the fourth.
cool,
That was the
but
fourth
yeah.
map. The
Was that
third
the
map
what was
was
the third map then?
it was the tropical island. It was small. It was like a really small map. We did play that one.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, and it had like the ruins and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I remember that. That wasn't a bad
yeah.
map. That
The fourth map is the snow map.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I never played the snow then. I don't think. But yeah, that second map was just like desert, and it was just seemed like it was just bland, and it just wasn't exciting. It was too much tan. I mean, that's the best. That's the best way I could put it. There's just too much tan in that map.
Okay. But yeah, I like supposedly like this new map's called Olympus. Don't
Uh,
know.
yeah, I think, yeah. I'm trying to think if
Like
we're
when
back
you
on
look
that.
up when you look up Apex season 6 new map, you'll get a bunch of things just says Olympus.
I believe that's what they called. What they teased. Yeah, that last thing where you like put together all the parts you've been collecting through season 5, and it was Ash's head.
Kind of going into like Apex lore and whatever. I'm curious because they've not really stated this. How does the whole Apex game work? Because you're not really killing the other players. You're not really killing the other people because they're all still alive. Like within like all the cutscenes or whatever, all the things like you're not really killing them.
I'm
So like, what are
I'm
they?
imagining it's kind of like Borderlands, where you have like a new you station, maybe, or
I mean, there is
like
VR. Like there is like a like the training like in both Titanfall games. You get in this big old pod, and it's virtual reality.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's tons of games that get around that. Like I said, the Borderlands has the new you stations where you die and it makes a clone of yourself that you go into, and then Destiny has the ghosts that just revive you, when you die. And I mean, there are games that do stuff to get around that, lore wise of you dying. So I just
Yeah, but
figured there was
I'm
something.
then what is Apex's? What is their lore
Yeah,
reason to get around that?
I just figured there. I figured there was a reason. I just never. It was just I never looked into it enough to figure out. I'm sure there's like a YouTube channel out there that does Apex lore videos. That we
Sure.
could check out and figure out or whatever. I mean, those tend to work pretty well on like for Destiny anyways. The guy who does all the lore videos. So I'm sure there's lore videos for Apex or other, games like that, but yeah. But yeah, they made a lot of
Anyway,
changes to Apex with the armor system.
yeah, they got rid of like the individual armor on the map. Now everything is Evo armor, but it's set to that level. And you
And
also
they
start
decreased.
with empty Evo armor. So
Yeah.
you could just within the midst of a firefight all of a sudden have blue armor.
And they decreased legendary, or no, they decreased,
Everything.
what's purple called?
Epic.
Well, I thought they'd only decreased purple and up.
They
Did they
increased
decrease blue?
everything by 25.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, they
First,
decreased everything
see.
by.
Uh, yeah. Big difference. All armor is coming down by 25 health.
Yeah. So I was talking to you about this, like for the most part, gold armor, like if you already have purple, like it seems kind of pointless. I mean, yeah, that faster health
You get that buff.
does
That's
help,
what you get
but
from
like
gold.
right now, but in theory, you'd rather have the red armor, than gold
Yeah.
now. So I don't
Um.
know. It's interesting. I don't dislike the
Let's see.
change, by the way.
No, I like it, and this also brings down time to kill, which I like low time to kills. That's why I like playing, um, Call of Duty like I do. Um, so, but let's see, they introduced crafting. You can now there's
Yeah.
a crafting system where it's um, there's a couple things you can buy if you can't find it on the map. And couple things cycle daily, couple things cycle weekly. So
It's
it kind of
pretty
depends.
much the Fortnite vending machines, if you really think about it.
I don't know what those are. So okay,
They were, I mean, they were in the game for like early on, but they were like machines where you get uh how did you get the currency? You get currency through like opening up chests and stuff like that, and then you would just, you would just buy certain items that were in the machines. I mean, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're not really like having to,
well,
oh, I got to get this part and I got to get this part and then I'm crafting. It's just, you
yeah,
get points
that's
from opening up chests and then you just
that's
pick what you
exactly what
want.
happens here. And there
Yeah.
are kind of places kind of close by to these uh, replicators that just have like 25 in them, so you can get 50 to 75. Hey Joe, thanks for the bits. Thanks for the 69 bits. That is like super loud in my ear. Like that, I
But
had to
yeah,
turn down the volume.
it's not difficult to get like you know, to get the points or whatever, the currency to buy the stuff from the crafting stations or whatever they're called. Like it's real easy and like it's
Yeah,
also when you're looking at the mini map, you're seeing stuff on the mini map all the time now.
yeah.
It seems like which and then these the what are they called? The crafting stations? What's their official name?
Replicators.
Replicators, yeah, they drop in the map like throughout the game. So new ones
Yeah.
will drop in, as you're playing. So I thought that was interesting compared to like them just being on they're just being where they are when the game starts. I figured that's
I
how it was
think
going to be. They
I
were
think they
there.
are. I think like the ones that start the game are they're the same spot every time, because there was one that we went to the exact same spot. We went to it twice, like two or three times. It was the exact same spot. So I think the ones that are at the beginning of the map are there already, or maybe they cycle locations, but there are definitely ones that drop down. So like
Yeah.
you see, oh, there's a drop coming in, and honestly, now that I think about it, did this just replace? This couldn't have just replaced like the world drops, like the loot
No,
drops,
there are world
because I
drops.
don't. Well, like, were there any? Because I
Yeah,
don't
we
remember
picked
them.
up world drops when we were
Did we? I
playing.
don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was a few world because there was one match where we got two world drops, like
Oh right,
pretty
and they
much
were
back to
full of the
back.
same thing. They were full of like it was like three of one weapon, three of the exact same weapon, right? Or am I thinking at a different time?
Three of the exact. I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure. Hey, thanks, Josiah. Yeah, I switched my setup. You can see my doggies in the background. Two of them. I don't know where the third one is. That kind of worries me a little. She's up to something. But yeah, got still changing it up. But yeah, thanks for noticing. Um, yeah, I there's still the world drops, but I'm just like I was saying, I'm surprised that they're coming in throughout because I figured they would just be like, they're not necessarily in the same spot every time, but I thought, you know, when you spawn in the map or when you start the match, they would just all be there, in whatever locations. I didn't expect them to, hey, we're dropping in, replicators. And it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. So like it depending on like where the circle's gonna come in, there could be new replicators. That's interesting. And I imagine that's how it is. I imagine there's not like new replicators spawning in places outside the circle as the match gets on. I'm imagining it's just for inside the circle.
Oh yeah, just like the world loot boxes were. Um,
The train is no longer working in World's Edge.
yeah, because there were some map changes. Like looks like they're building like a rocket. So, or at least Hammond robotics. That's it. Is building a rocket. And yeah, there are some changes around the map. Um, some places have changed. New weapon, the Volt SMG.
It's pretty good.
Yep. I can guarantee you that's going to get nerfed soon too, because it's pretty good.
And they added
So,
extended mags for energy weapons now.
or they added those back in because those definitely existed before.
Okay, yeah. Then that's weird that they took them out then. Huh.
Well, they've done this rotating cycle of taking things out, putting it back in later.
Yeah.
They've kind of done this before. You know, like hop ups will sometimes leave and come back again.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely with the hop ups, but like overall magazines for complete, you know, weapon types, like interesting or ammo
Well,
types.
I mean, really though, I
But
mean,
yeah,
what was energy before the vault? It was the havoc, and it was the devotion. That was it.
and the don't forget the L Star.
Oh yeah, the L Star.
Which yeah, like I think this is the first like energy weapon that I really kind of like is the Volt. Like devotion's all right, like but at least before I get I mean before I guess they buffed it or whatever. The devotion was all right, but just wasn't. You need that hop up. You need the turbocharger for it to actually feel good before. And I don't know what changes they're making to it to nerf it now, but
Probably
yeah, the Volt is pretty good.
increase recoil or maybe increase the spread at a distance.
Yeah. My character Loba, she got some changes made to her. Her ultimate black market is the cooldown has been decreased. It's now instead of 3 minutes, it's 90 seconds, which seems crazy. Like that, I when I was reading that in the notes, I was like, really? That seems really good. Apparently, she wasn't being played as much. That's why they made the changes to her to try to benefit, to make her more appealing to people to play. Which I had no idea. She was. I enjoy her quite a bit.
Which, speaking of character changes, my man Pathfinder got another nerf. Fuck, he got something taken away from him. Like
Well, he kind
one
of
of
got
his
a
one.
slight buff,
No,
but it's not a good
no,
buff.
no.
It's a buff, not a good buff, but
Uh,
not a useful
uh,
buff.
now all recon classes can now use the survey beacons, not just Pathfinder. So Bloodhound, and Crypto can now use the survey beacons to get the next location. So, what did they put in its place as Pathfinder's passive? Well, now the survey beacons increase or reduce the cooldown on his zip line
by 10 seconds.
Yeah, by 10 seconds, and that can actually stack the more times you do it. But that's not. If anything, like reduce.
Wait, does that
the
mean
grappling hook?
Is that 10 seconds overall? Like you use a zip, like you use a zip line, and then 10 seconds, and then once you get your zip line, you use it, and you still have that. Like, is it a complete overall
No, it just
cooldown?
or
is it just cooldown that one time?
it reduces the whole cooldown by, because it starts at 2 minutes, so then it'll go down to 110 seconds. Then
for the whole match.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. I just thought for some reason I read that and I thought it just took off 10 seconds from your next like cooldown.
Nope, it is total cool.
I didn't think it was
your
for the
total
match.
cooldown.
Okay, that's interesting. And they said that's a placeholder. Like they said that this, we're still trying to think of ways to, make Pathfinder feel special, since we are giving the other recon classes the ability to do the survey. And I think that's a smart change, Stuart, because I don't feel like a lot of Pathfinders were really doing the survey beacons.
No, they weren't. I definitely
and
was.
The survey beacons are pretty useful.
I did it quite a bit, but I don't use my zip line as much as I really should. But I was definitely using those survey beacons.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's just, because a lot of Pathfinders weren't doing that, then that was like a feature in the game that was not being utilized. So that's why I think they probably decided on that. But I do hope they do something different. Like, I don't know what they could do with Pathfinder, but yeah, they got to do something to help him out.
Yeah. Yeah, because much as I love Pathfinder, that just really sucks for him. It just really does. Let's see some other things. They added sprays to the game, hollow sprays, which I have yet to even see anybody do. I've yet to come across the hollow spray
pass. I can't remember what level they're on, but yeah, we haven't reached that level yet.
Yeah, we do. We have one.
We have one? Oh yeah, is it Octane? Is it Octane we have?
Maybe, I don't know. There's one that's like 3 or 4. It's like level 3 or 4 in the battle pass. It's like early on.
Yeah, I think we unlocked Octane, but it's like we don't play as Octane, so
no.
Now you see, I don't like them just having overall like certain stuff like that are character exclusives. Like they should have stuff that, you don't necessarily have to be that character like Octane to use.
I feel that exact same way about gun charms. You shouldn't have. Yeah, you technically only have like one gun charm. You can only put on one gun, but that's not how video games work with gun charms.
Yeah, I agree with that, but like, I don't know, like also like the dive emotes are just like, yeah, you only get like maybe one per season for a character, and that's like, if you didn't play that season, then you didn't get it, and it's like, well, that kind of sucks. I wish they would add some that were universal.
Yeah, that would be nice. Just kind of going through like the patch notes. Oh, some gun some weapon updates. The triple take and the peacekeeper now just come built in with the choke, which I love that. Absolutely love that.
That is nice, yeah, and it definitely makes you think twice now about picking up one of those guns.
Yeah.
Because before it's like,
Well, the
well,
the
your triple
peacekeeper
take's
is a
good if
drop
you
weapon
have
now,
it.
I believe.
Yeah, but like, yeah, the triple take, it's like, yeah, they'd be good if I had the choke for it, but I don't, and it's like, am I gonna risk picking this up to maybe find a choke for it versus having, like, you always had that, or at least I always had that thought, in the back of my mind, like, but now it's like, oh no, you don't have to worry about it. It's there. You've,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, and I didn't realize this. It's a toggle. You can turn that on or off. I didn't realize that.
oh
Um,
wow, that is interesting. They buffed the Mozambique finally.
well, they did the buff that we've been saying from the beginning. The Mozambique would be
Pretty much,
okay
yeah.
with just one more shot in that clip. They finally done that.
And you know what?
And
It is. It's not. It's all right. It's all right with that extra shot now. I think
yeah. Although if
as
I'm
long as you
stuck
hit your
with
shots.
a Mozambique, um I'm doing flick shots because I'm hopping around trying not to get shot by something else, and I miss
Yeah.
all the time. So yeah,
See, that's the thing. Like they should make the Mozambique. Mozambique should be good if you can actually hit your shots. It should be like a risk versus risk reward situation.
yeah.
Because it's definitely not the easiest weapon to use. I feel. Okay. There's
Oh,
a
I didn't
lot of
realize
other
this.
changes too that they made.
The weapons in the supply drops are heirloom tier, not fully kitted tier.
Oh yeah,
That's a whole
they're
different.
they're
I
they're
didn't.
reds now.
Yeah,
The
well,
golds
I
are
didn't.
throughout the map.
I didn't realize that the red tier that there was actually a red tier with I thought that was the fully kitted because we did come across one red tier. I believe it was a
R99.
R99.
Yeah, I
I
pointed
guess
that
I
out
didn't
for
realize that
Frozen
was an
use.
heirloom tier.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's a red R99 here, because I forgot the term heirloom. Like I didn't know that was a term for red. I because heirloom I think of as those the special like
Yeah.
items they have to replace your melee with. So it's heirloom armor. That's what red is. Heirloom Evo armor. That's a mouthful.
I don't think they say that. I think it's just red. Yeah, they just say red. But when you look at the guns though, it's like heirloom tier red. They don't say heirloom tier for the shields.
Hmm, interesting. But yeah, they made a lot of other like character changes and stuff like that, which they have a huge list like on
Yeah.
their I think site that you can check out if you want. Like Bangalore's ultimate uh was decreased in half, just like Loba's, and Gibraltar's was actually increased, I believe, from 3 minutes to 4.5, which I'm like,
Yep.
that's interesting because it's pretty much
Bangalore's not.
like it's pretty much
It wasn't cut in half. It did the
Four.
exact opposite of Gibraltar's. It was 4.5. Now it's 3.
Okay. Yeah, then it decreased by 50% then, or it died, whatever. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think it was the opposite, and then Gibraltar's was increased by 50%. I think that's why I was okay. Okay, so yeah, which you think those two would be reversed? Because I I definitely get
Well,
hurt
it
by,
was. It was reversed. That's how it used to be.
but I mean like it's I you would because Gibraltar's his ultimate doesn't seem to be as good as um like but at least for me I feel like I can never get damage or a kill with his as much as
Well, Bangalore's is more widespread, but it does less damage per impact. Gibraltar is
yeah.
more enclosed, but and it does a lot more damage though.
And does the when the missiles hit the ground, doesn't that kind of am I thinking about this wrong?
Bangalore's
But
does
kind of like
that.
stun a little.
That's what a Bangalore's does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, with Bangalore's. So yeah, that's the thing that where the missiles always hit the ground right next to you, and it kind of stuns you a little. That's all.
Mhm.
That's the most annoying part, I think, of that for me.
Yeah, like the Rolling Thunder is not really designed to kill. I mean, it can kill, but it's not really designed to kill. It's really designed to hold the enemy in place while you take them out. While Gibraltar's is designed to kill.
Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, a lot of
At least
changes, and
that's how
I like
I've always looked at it. Like from the beginning.
I like a lot of these changes, and because it's keeping the game fresh. And sure, some of them may not work right, that they'll have to tweak or go back on, but they're doing what they can to keep the game fresh and exciting. And I do appreciate that, and I'm enjoying playing it. We played a couple days this week already.
Yep, and
I'm up.
I kind of wanted to get back into it. Apex.
Yeah, I was gonna play yesterday, but I didn't stream yesterday. But I got too busy moving my gaming setup from a different room and fixing everything and doing all that. All that took a lot more time than I needed to, and boy, I feel sore lifting all that stuff and moving a desk and giant computer tower and everything. Oh, man, I felt it this morning. I forget how heavy like a full size computer tower is.
Yeah, they can be really heavy.
Yeah, it's just a lot. And I had to go full size. I couldn't, I could have gone, the mid, but no, I was like, I want to go all the way in full size.
Hmm. Yep,
William,
I'm with you.
fast William, stupid. But yeah. Well, anything else you've been up to?
Uh, just a little bit of Call of Duty, but that's really about it. Oh, and Final Fantasy.
Gotcha. Yeah. For me, it did a little bit of Destiny. I did a couple raids with people with a group, and that's about it. Um. So yeah, I guess is that it for the show?
I'm looking news. Hello, news like in the past like hour. Anything broke? That's what I'm
See.
saying.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Next week we'll do our movie TV version where we, talk about what we've been watching and stuff. And there's some stuff that I plan on watching, and I'm kind of excited to watch some stuff that came out recently. So little tease there. But let's see. My dogs are ready to go out, so it's a good thing
You said the magic word.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, they're trained. You know, they know, like, I'll say alrighty right when I'm about to, like, get off, or they, it's funny how smart they are that they know that. Like, I didn't teach them that; they just observe that. But anyways, this has been episode 398 of the Geeks for the Win podcast. You can find all the previous episodes at the GeeksFTW or the GeeksFTW.com, as well as the major podcast places, iTunes, Google Play, all that stuff. Links to everything is on the site. Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart is at Casual Terror, and I am no longer at Geeky William.
You're right. I need to change that.
Yeah, I
I
am
need to
at
fix that.
Will Play Games _, because that's the only variation I could really find that I liked that wasn't taken by a inactive account from like 9 years ago. Like, I think Will Play Games was an account that was created like in 2011 that's never had a single tweet, and doesn't have like maybe has like one follower, if any, and like is only followed like 5 people, and it's like, yeah. And then there's like all the variations. Will plays, William plays. Like, I tried everything I could think of, and then I was just like, underscore at the end. People do that. It's better than having a
XX.
number
XX. We'll play games. XX.
or that. Yeah. XX will play games 69, XX 420, XX,
420.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had there was all those jokes in our Discord server. Yeah. But yeah, so be sure to follow us, and also at the GeeksFTW to, get notifications when we go live and stuff. And yeah, we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals were harmed making this podcast.